Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Sorry I wasn't around on Monday, and the truth be told is that mini Monday, I didn't have anything to show you for mini Monday. I could have done one, but my hands are really bad. This hand has been really puffy. It's gone down a bit, but it's been really tight and quite sore. So anyway, as you know, I do watch Zucchini Kitty, and she did a flip through of this one, I think, quite recently, and it got me thinking last night, oh, I'd love to do a page in that. I haven't touched it yet. It's an untouched book and it's so beautiful. And you could say that it's single-sided. You have the image on this side on lovely smooth paper, and then you've got the writing about this one that will be on the reverse. So I thought we'd do a page in here, and we'll see how it goes, because there is no room to test your colours out on here, and I know that markers come out different on different paper. They look different. So I thought we'd have a go at the Otter. Now, before I get into this and go too far, I've had my alcohol markers out, so I'm using the Ohuhu 96 set, and me and my patrons have just found out actually that this is the pastel set, and that the 320 set does not contain some of these colours. So these are specialist colours, which I was really shocked about, because I thought that the 320 set had all the colours in, but it doesn't. And what one is it that we were using? This Cotton Pearl, I think it was. This E020 is not in the 320 set. So that's really interesting. Just thought I'd share that with you, that little nugget of information. So I've got some colours out that I was using earlier, and they made such a beautiful combination for leaves that I thought I'll do it again with you. And I have got sugarcane, and I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll put it on the screen for you. So I thought, let's start. I just want to see how this page reacts with alcohol markers, and then we'll do pencil over it. I've got a piece of acetate and I've got a piece of scrap paper, and I thought, well, should we just go for it? Should we just try and see what happens? So I'm going to take a couple of these reeds at the side here and do them in these two colours. And the brush marker will be much easier on my hands, I think. So I'm going to do it as if I was doing it with pencil, and I'm going to come in with the brighter of the two, and we'll see what happens with the markers. So let me just get that down, and then I'll tell you which order it was in. Okay, so I did GY7 first, the sugarcane, and then the one I can't pronounce, and I've gone out the lines. Marvellous. So it obviously spreads quite a lot, so you have to be careful. It's be a bit like colouring on Amazon paper with them, I'm assuming. And I've put the light one down first. This is going really well, folks. Really, really well. There we go. We'll just put that back in. Okay, so sugar cane first. And then this one. We're kind of in now. I'm kind of in it, aren't I, really, now? Really not too much I can do about it. So I've got I've got brick beige, and then that cotton one. So I've got brick beige and sand white, so not the cotton one, sorry, my apologies. Now I think, let's just have a piece of test paper. I know they'll come out differently, but this is sand white, and then obviously they dry differently as well, so I don't want to get my Otter wrong. And then that one, so I'm going to have to wait and see what that dries like. And in the meantime, what can we do? Let's put that top one, brick beige. Look, I can see some, while we're waiting, I can see some what do you call it? What are they called? Bulrushes. Let's put some of this in there. That's a good colour for those. So this paper is going to be easy on the markers, but it spreads quite a bit, so it's kind of soaking those markers up. It's spread there. Although, in their defence, my hand is in pretty poor shape today. So I don't know how much of this will get done, or whether we'll have to carry on another day. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, shall we? So today the weather here has been absolutely fabulous. Really, really beautiful weather. Although I think it was our turn to have a little bit of sun, because we've had nothing but rain. I think that's it, isn't it, for the little bulrushes? Okay, so that's how they've come out. That's really quite pretty colours, and then we could put pencil over the top. So why don't we, let me see, I'm just trying to think about it. I don't want him to be too, like, okay, let's go in. So I'm going in with that brick beige, the one we've just done the bulrushes with. Can't talk. And colour. So yes, this is going to go through your page. But since as we are whatever Wednesdays, I didn't think you'd mind a bit of alcohol markers. So I'm going to get this colour down all over him, apart from the tummy. I think we'll do that the lighter colour. So I was pretty shocked to find out that they have got Ohuhu have got separate colours in their sets. Because I honestly thought if you brought the 320 set, which I have got, but most of them have dried up now, that you'd have every colour. I think it's pretty poor, actually, that they've, you know, done that. It's nice to have introduce more colours, but it's not good if you spend that money on 320 markers, you think you've got every colour they do, and you don't. That's not a great move, is it? So we've got that bit done. Let's leave his little paws out. I think they'll be darker. And we'll do around his nose. We'll come up round here, round to his ear. And bring it round his nose and his eye. So at the moment he looks very grumpy. Bring it round here because this side is going to be his darkest side, isn't it? Okay. I hope you don't mind me doing markers. We will get to our watercolours, but I really, really just wanted to, after seeing Karen do her flip through, I really just wanted to, I had a sudden urge to want to colour in it, and since it's an untouched book, I thought it would be a good opportunity to do it. Oh, something else I could have a little moan about is one of my lovely members purchased Maria Troll's new book for me in my birthday back in May, and it was supposed to be released yesterday. I kept looking for the post and looking for the post. Well, bless her, she emailed me last night to say that they'd delayed it. It wasn't coming. I was most put out. What is going on with Amazon and their books? I don't know whether it's anything to do with the fact that we left the EU or what's going on, but it seems to be a regular thing that they don't seem to be able to get the books to you on time. So I don't know what's happening there. Little moan. I was so excited. There's a page I want to do a video on in there. You know I love a Maria Troll page. So they've come out really nicely, those reeds, so we can do some more like that. Nearly went in the water then. Okay, let's do his tail. Sometimes it's just nice to pull out an easy medium like watercolours, and it's just easy on the hands, it's relaxing, and it's quick. Not that I want my colouring to go fast, but it does give you that lovely sense of accomplishment, doesn't it, when you've completed a page. And you guys have been so patient with me while I've set up membership and Patreon and shop now. I'm going to. There's nothing in it, but I have got an Etsy shop set up. I've made some handmade watercolours, not metallic, just normal ones that are light, fast, and oh, they're just beautiful. But they've taken forever to make. And I've just made a few other things, so but there's nothing else in the shop. There's nothing in my shop at the moment. I did put one thing up and it sold, so I was very excited about that. Now I don't know whether this will be too dark, but I really don't know what other choices we've got. We've got primrose, but that's going to come out too yellow. I know we could do pencil, but I'm trying to save my hands. Should we just go in with this one? Should we try? Or there is this, how does that come out, that pink? This is pale fruit pink, I think. Pale fruit pink. Let's let that dry and see. Right. While we're waiting, we could do a few more of these leaves. So GY7. We could make those like that. We've got them over here. GY7. So I'll do that at the bottom. And here. How are you all doing? And what have you been doing? Have you been enjoying the hot weather? I know in America some people have had a horrendous heat. I mean, really hot heat. I'd die, I think. I couldn't cope with it. And I know we're set, I think it's Friday, we're set to have mega heat. Oh, I can't cope with it, folks. I hate it. My ideal is round about, I don't know, about 21, 22, 23 at a push. A little tiny light summer breeze. That's me, that's when I'm happy. But yeah, I think we're set to be in the 30s Celsius on Friday, and like I said, I've said before, but in the UK we don't have aircon. We're just not equipped for it. Our shops do, but we don't in our homes. because we used not to get it hot enough to warrant having aircon. But our summers are getting hotter and hotter. So I'm going in with the light one now, just making sure I get that light in. Yeah, so the reason why I switched and got the Ohuhu 96 set of pastel colours was because I always, well mainly, use my alcohol markers as underpainting when my hands are sore. You've seen me do it loads of times. And to be honest, now I've stopped work, there is no way I could afford to replace 320 markers. So I thought if I go with the 96, as they run out, I can get one of the refills and I can refill them. That's why I went with the 96. I thought it would make much more economical sense if I could replace the ones that I use the most. And the ones I use the most are always the pastels. And that's because they go underneath. And then I put darker pencils over the top. Which one's this? I keep picking up the light one. So that's why I've got these. And I'm glad I did now, because if they haven't got some of the colours in the 320, done it again. This one's running out. And I keep them stored horizontally like they tell you to. They're in storage. That's the dark, so I'll stick with the darker, or the brighter, should I say. It's not really darker. Obviously pencil will make a difference to this when we put it on. There we go. Thank you to everybody that said about my watercolour journal that they would love to see me do some watercolouring. And what I was thinking of was doing a drawing, my own drawing, and then doing it as a PDF so that you could go over and print it off. And that way, then if you wanted to follow along, free of course, but I could put it on one of my files on my Facebook group or something. And then if you wanted to follow along, you could just print it off and do it. I think that's all of those ones, is it? What's the bet? And we find some sneaky little ones hidden in there. Okay, so that's how that's dried. Really very pale. I'm going to go in with that. I know it's a peachy colour, but I think with a little bit of titivation, shall we say, with some pencil, it will work out fine. So this is Pale Fruit Pink. Let's do in the ear rolls. And I'm just going to overlap slightly the line that we previously coloured with that brown. And that way it should help us blend it in, just on that face there. And then we're going to come down on his tummy. So I think actually the going out of the lines was me. That'll dry a lot lighter than that, but even if it doesn't, it looks quite sweet. And the beauty of alcohol markers is we can go over them with our pencils. around his little toes. Cute, isn't he? Alright, that's that. Let me move that one out of the way then. So sand white, move that out of the way. Now, these are the colours that I used earlier on Patreon, and I don't normally use them because I don't do bright colours, but this seemed to just really, I don't know, it really worked well. If you're following along, if you're thinking of following along, make sure that your alcohol marker is completely dry before you try and colour over it. Otherwise you will just wreck the page. So I have got grass green, sap green light and pale sage. So I'm going in really lightly with the grass green. I haven't worked anything else out yet. I'm just ad-libbing and having a little bit of fun, guys, while we play. And I thought, it's very wet. I thought that I owed you a bit of a longer colour along, or colour with me. But I'll see how long I can go because my fingers are swelling. Like, can you see? I don't know if they look. Can you see? This is my good hand. This is my. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. They just, you know, when you bend your fingers, they feel really tight. So I'll keep going as long as I can. I just don't want to get it to the point that I can't do any more colouring. So I don't know how much I'll get done today, but whatever I get done today, I will, I'll post. And then hopefully you'll understand that if I can't, you know, we haven't got too much done, that it's because my hands are bad. I haven't had them like this for a long time. And I'd rather be able to do 30 minutes a day colouring than not be able to do any at all. I think it would cripple me. Okay, same colours we're going to go in with. This lovely grass green. Well, I say lovely, I don't normally like bright greens. I just don't use them, which is why this is the first time I've sharpened this pencil. And even then I have to tone them down slightly with something else. I don't know what it is about them. I just don't like it. My favourite greens in the Prisma are these two. Grey green light, sap green, Kelly green, they're my favourites. But they're very muted greens, very yellow greens. And very muted, and you know, don't always want muted on a page. Need some sort of light-heartedness and laughter, don't we? You know? Need a little colour to boost us sometimes. Okay, I think that looks really cool. So I tell you what shall we should we go off and colour those few leaves that we've got surrounding? I think there's a couple down here, look, that look like those. Let's go off and do those in that manner, and then we'll come back and hopefully I'll have been able to plan something else. Alright, I'll see you in a minute, guys. Okay, I've done all those. They may want darkening up a little bit later, but I can always come back to that. I'd rather get the colour down so you can see, and then we can come back to it. So I've got chocolate and I've got artichoke here, and I thought we can try a little bit of that. So I'm going to go in with the chocolate first. So I'm going to pick out where I want it darkest, and we'll put a little bit of shading in with the chocolate. Just going to do it really lightly to start with, so I hope you can see. And I'm going to blend colours into, blend these colours, gosh I can't speak, I don't know what's the matter with me today, or ever, it's always the same. Blend the colours that we're using, coloured pencils we're using, Lucy, into the alcohol markers. It's quite simple, really. Oh dear me. Oh, honestly. I am tired, so I do get things muddled up quite a lot. Okay, that looks so sweet. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? And then let's go in with artichoke, which is a little bit more of a greenish tone, but blends with that other colour. Blends with chocolate. And the alcohol marker that we've put down really nicely. Look at that. Oh, he's a sweetheart, isn't he? Look at him. He's so cute. I love otters. They're just so playful and lovely. Okay, yeah, I like that. And what's gorgeous about this page is we don't have to worry about creating fur. We don't have to do any of those strokes because the very considerate artist who is the artist? Oh, Stratton Peterson. I know that they're the... Who did the... Oh, written and edited by Laura Murphy and designed by Jade Moore. There you go. So, but the very considerate artist gave us fur. I'm very grateful. So we're going to put our shadow in round here. And then I have to think about what colour we're going to put in here. So chocolate, blend with artichoke, and we can come back in. I'm trying to be really, my hands are just not playing ball. I'm trying to be really careful. But if I go out the lines, don't shout at me. I'm trying, folks, I'm trying. They're not painful, it's just they're very stiff. I say they. This hand's okay, it's just this one. Okay, chocolate. Oh, I've got my window wide open because it's glorious out there, like I said, and somebody is cooking. What time is it? 4:15. Somebody is clearly cooking a gravy dinner. Oh, it smells delicious. Let's go round his little feet, round his paws. Put that shadow in, bit of shadow in there. Oh, I really like it. That's perfect colours, I think, for him. And then we just have to decide on all the other colours. just fairly straightforward then, just fairly easy, you know. No stresses. Actually, when you break the picture down, there isn't that too much to it. Yes, we've got the fish and that, but a lot of things are repeated. So once we've done the water, which is a big space, everything else is tiny little spaces that won't take too long, she says. You know how long my videos are when we do these things. There we go. Alright, let's go round the underside of the paw. I don't know if you've ever seen them. They're fascinating. When they get a shell, they break it open. They have a rock, and they'll lay it on them. Otters will lay it on them and use the rock to smash open the clamshells. It's absolutely fascinating to watch. I think I'm right in saying, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this, but I think I'm right in saying they also have their favourite rock, and they like try and keep it. I could be wrong, but I'm sure I heard that. Maybe it's not otters, I'm not sure. But it's absolutely fascinating to watch them do it. Just keeping to the direction of the fur's been drawn. There was a time that there is no way that I would have allowed that on the back of my book, because I really don't like it. But needs must, folks. Needs must. And I would rather have that on the back of the page than an untouched book. I think it's sacrilege having these books that I haven't touched. So, and now that I'm not earning a lot of money, well, I wasn't anyway, but I mean, now I have to be even more cautious. So it's time to crack out all these books that I haven't touched. And I've got birthday books. I've still got the Green Witch. I keep looking at that. I'm desperate to do a page in there, but they're very time-consuming pages, aren't they? But it is an absolutely beautiful book, and I love it. And I also love that Colour With Me Critters. I'm desperate to do one in there too. There's so many books that I want to get to. And I love all my books. Okay, so, right, his tail now. We're going to go chocolate at the bottom here. I hope you don't mind me doing this like this on camera with you and chit-chattering away. Otherwise I don't know how I'd explain how I've done it, really. Well, it's only 2 colours, isn't it? I suppose you'd work it out for yourself, really. It's like teaching your grandmother to suck eggs, isn't it, as they say in the UK. When something's fairly straightforward and you're trying to teach somebody that already knows what they're doing how to do it. Let's get enough of this chocolate in. Now, I did use these colours earlier today on a page, which you'll see at the end of the month, because something completely different. And they were laying on the desk, and I thought, well, do you know what? I was flipping through this book, and I thought, I really love this picture. I loved it when I did a flip through of this, and I thought, do you know what? Those colours that I've used earlier today would work so well with this. Did I say I was using Prismas? I don't know if I did or I just jumped in. But yes, I'm using Prisma colours today. We'll come up this side of his tail. And alcohol markers, because it's Whatever Wednesday. So I didn't want to neglect you anymore. I said Monday, I didn't do Monday, and I didn't do, which nearly killed me, I didn't do any colouring yesterday, trying to just get this hand to go down. And I usually do a little bit each day for my Romantic Country for the membership. And usually Tuesday and Wednesday I release a video, or Wednesday I release the video, Tuesday and Wednesday I do colouring for Patreon. So yesterday I didn't, and I took a break from it all just to try and get this to sort this out. And yeah, I was like, well, what am I supposed to do with myself if I can't art? What am I supposed to do with myself? This is sucky. So I came to the conclusion that I would rather do, because it didn't take it down, I would rather do, like I said, 30 minutes, an hour and then stop, and than not do anything at all. But it's so frustrating because you get doing something like this. I'm loving this, colouring this page. I'm loving how he's looking, how he's coming out. And then you have to stop because of a stupid disability. You have to laugh, folks. You have to laugh because you'd sob otherwise. You really would. But it's so frustrating. It makes me really angry at times. And I know you have to learn to live with it, and you have to pace yourself, and you have to do all these things, but gosh, it gets on your nerves at times. And I know there's a lot of you out there that understand, that have your own struggles with health and mental health and everything else, but it certainly feels like, I've gone over there, I'll raise it. It certainly feels like you're being cheated out of things. I already, you know, don't go out, can't go out. Well, I can go out, but anxiety dictates that for stupid reasons that I won't bore you with or go into, but so you're already restricted before I've even started, and then to take away my arting is not going to happen. I will not allow it to beat me. So I will take breaks when I choose to take breaks, Hans. Thank you very much. And you will do as you're told. Okay, I absolutely love that. I think he's looking gorgeous. I'm just going to erase that little bit off his paw. Now, I think the other colour that I used with this, which was an absolute perfect match, was Eggshell. And I think I'm going to try a little bit of that round his face before we put it anywhere else. So I think we're going to put a little bit round his little nasa, his little nose there. And blend that into that artichoke. Yeah, that's so cute. And I just couldn't believe when I was looking at the colours. Well, when I looked at this page, I couldn't believe when I looked at the colours. These are exactly the colours I've used on a page for something completely different. And I thought, well, those colours are just going to be like magic on here. Apart from I've changed that alcohol marker up. But isn't that bizarre? You know, I mean, they are completely different. I did a page in a Very Mice colouring book. Completely different. It couldn't be any more different. And it's the lilac page. I don't know if you've seen it or got that book. But yeah, the, what's it called? Lovely Lush Lilacs. And so you just wouldn't have thought that these colours would do this page. And I don't think that's ever happened to me before, where I thought, well, I've coloured a page, and then while I've got those pencils out, I think, oh, that would work well. I don't think that's ever happened. So I'm just putting in with the eggshell where I want some shadow. And then I think, I don't know, I need to look. Do they have, oh they do, yeah, like little, they do have white bits, but I'm sure that's where the air is trapped under their fur. But we can put white bits, instead of having black, we could put white bits in on the fur. And if I just do this bit eggshell, is that supposed to be part of him or part of the shell? It's part of him now. It's not like tufts coming off the shell or something. Okay, and then I'm going to take white. Just make sure it's clean. Hasn't got any like lavender or something on it. We're going to put that in here too. Bring that back out. Bring some little white patches out. Or whiter, lighter patches. White works amazing on over alcohol markers, the Prisma white. Okay, so that's kind of come up like a little bit like grey, hasn't it? Okay, and I'm going to go back with eggshell. And I think I might want a little bit of chocolate. So a little bit of chocolate under his nose. So I'm losing control with it, that's the thing with my hand. The problem is I haven't got the, what's the word, dexterity that I would normally have because it's stiff, it feels stiff. Oh gosh, he's so darn cute. Okay, now I'm going to take, she says she's going to now take white Prisma. Okay. And let's just see what happens if I do take out these black furry bits. So I choose to do the most difficult part of the page, the most challenging part that needs the most dexterity when my hands don't work. See? It's just, yeah, can't step away itis as usual. So I think what I might do is finish him today and get this part of the video up, and then I can come on and do a bit more tomorrow. We'll see how I feel. I might, I'm just waiting for the husband to come home, so I might go and have a break with the husband, have a cup of tea, catch a bit of sunshine in the garden, you know, like you do. And then if they're feeling okay, I'll come back and we'll carry on for a bit. How about that? I always hate doing like more than one part because people don't watch the second part. Not as many people watch it. They never do. It's weird. So the husband's booked us another week down at our little caravan we have in Cornwall. Oh my goodness, I love it. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Talking of Cornwall, so that's in 2 weeks' time. Not this Saturday coming, the next Saturday coming. I took a picture of what I call my little piece of heaven, and I've shown it to my members and that. And I was going to do that as a watercolour, because it is absolutely gorgeous, this picture. It looks tropical. There's no way that you would think that it is part of the UK. It looks, I don't know, somewhere just Barbados type, you know. And it just, this whole image, you can see how the earth curves in this picture. It's just a beautiful shot of the sea. And I took it as we were leaving last time we were on holiday. You know, when we went in, when did we go? Was it May? And yes, the husband did it for my birthday. So we'd got, yes, after my birthday we went. And yeah, I took it as we were leaving on that day the sun came out. Oh dear. But I don't care. It's just so lovely to get away and be in our little cosy caravan. It's only a touring caravan, don't get me wrong. It's not a posh, static, posh thing. It's a touring caravan that we have stored down there. It's got a double bed, a fixed double bed, and then it's a bed in the lounge, which I quite often sleep on because I like to faff about and do my art stuff. The husband likes to go to sleep like normal folk do, and I like to faff about, being the little night bird that I am. And it's just the tranquility of being down there, although I'm not sure that it'll be very tranquil. We did try to book in for this coming Saturday before the schools broke up, but we couldn't get in. It was already fully booked. So we had to stick with the original plan that the husband had set up. I'm liking it. I like his little white furry bits. So I'm not sure it'll be that tranquil if the schools have broken up. But down in Cornwall, I have it on good authority that they break up a week later than we do, so it should be a bit quieter down there anyway. It's like the supermarket, the local supermarket there is Morrison's that we go to. I do love a Morrison's High Street. And is it not High Street, is it Market? I don't know what they call it, but they do their fresh food. I do love it. It's usually absolutely rammed in there. You can't move. So I'm hoping that it's a bit quieter. I'd much rather go out of season on holiday. So, which of course we can do now. I don't work in a school. So we'll go 2 weeks' time. Can't come soon enough, if you ask me. I do love it. And then I think we'll do September, because it's so cheap for us. We can go down there. We just go to like do a normal food shop, and then I don't drink alcohol unless it's like a special occasion or something, and then I'm not really that fussed anymore. And so we'll just buy normal food shopping. Usually I'll put something in the slow cooker, like a curry, or switch it on, leave it, and it's ready at tea time. Or a barbecue. We've got a little barbecue we shove outside, should the weather ever be nice enough for us to do it. So it doesn't cost an awful lot at all. So we get it, you know, it's a really, really cheap holiday because our caravan's down there, and all they do is just pull it out and put it on a pitch for us. And so basically anything that we spend other than food, that's what it is. And we don't, you know, most of the stuff that's down there to see we did when the children were little. There's Pendennis Castle and the zoos and the mines, lots of mines, because of course Cornwall was famous for its mines and its pasties. So we've done most of that. So the things we like doing is woodland walks, a beach walk, clifftop walks. I do like going like to the little seaside trinket shops and things like that. That's nice. But yeah, most of the time it's just relaxing, people watching. I do like to people watch. I especially like it when somebody turns up and they've got to put a tent up. I'm sorry, I'm sat here doing white Posca and making you watch. How ridiculous. It's just dawned on me. I'm chitter-chattering away. Just dawned on me that you're actually watching for a colour with me, and I'm chattering while I'm doing white Posca, for goodness sake, of all things. Sorry, folks. Okay. I am going to go off. No, now you've seen the technical side of things. Now you can't say I don't teach you anything. Now stop it. That was really hard and you must learn how to do that. How can you possibly colour a page if you don't know how to use a Posca? Honestly, stop moaning. Yeah, I'm going to go off, do a bit more planning. Oh, actually, we could do the bulrushes, look. See? Chocolate and... could have been doing those. Chocolate and artichoke, the same as our Otter. What does it say about the Otter anyway? Oh, the Otter has an inner fire that feeds its sense of curiosity, playfulness and adventure. Always in motion, the Otter moves effortlessly from water to land and can be seen as a symbol of drive and adaptability. There you go. Maybe that's why it jumped out of me. Jumped out to me, rather. Because I'm a symbol of drive and adaptability. Oh dear. Do make myself chuckle at times. There we go. That's how we'll do the ball rushes. So you've had more time with the Posca than you have with the colouring. How about that? All right, I'll be back in a minute, and I promise I will show you more colouring and not just Poscarising. All right, see you in a sec. Okay, I'm going to carry on for a bit. So I've picked up the softest blue and green that I can find. This is Jade Green 320, G320, and Blue Grey 02, so MG020. And we're going to try and put this in. We're going to try and do this. So I'm going to try and avoid the centre, because I think we're going to have to put some yellow in there, some reflection from the sun. Let me come out a little bit, because the book's quite big. And so I'm going to go round the shoreline with this green, and they are really soft and subtle colours. So we'll get away with them. I don't know what I was trying to say then. And I was telling you about holiday and I didn't finish what I was saying. I'm getting really worried about my memory, you know, folks. We'll get away with using them and colouring over them. Okay, so is he supposed to be in a tank? I'm not very happy about it. What's this? Is it meant to be a tank? No, he's not going to be restricted. I refuse to have my Otter restricted in a tank. No. So I've just streaked in some of that beautiful green. It is so gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous colour, jade green. And then we're going to put a little bit of this blue in too. We're going to streak that in. And if it works, I'm going to put them inside on this water, on the inside of the underwater too. Oh my gosh, people, I'm tired. I'm tired. But this soft green, if we have it on this edge, should lead to us being able to have, oh dear, someone's crying, a very soft yellow in there. So I reckon if we go for primrose, the beautiful primrose, which is here, we can use that to our advantage for the sun's reflection. So let me get primrose, if I can find it. There it is. And we're going to put a little bit of that in. Alright, so I'm going to put it in. And don't worry about crossing over those colours, because it'll blend really well. Yellow and green and blue. Blue's just going to make more of another green. Oh dear. Can you hear that? Good grief. I'm just going to pull that edge out with a bit of green there, just so I don't get like stark line. So that should give us like our reflection, without pencil of course, like our sun reflection here. And then I think I am going to use these two colours, the jade and this soft blue, to fill up this area. So if I start by coming round where we've done the green reeds we've already coloured, I think if we get the watercolour in, then the rest of it should be easy. So I was telling you about why I like people watching, and then went off on a tangent. Crazy lady that I am. Yeah, I don't know if I told you this story, but last time we went, it was really windy one evening, and the husband had gone to bed doing like normal people things, going to bed at a normal time, and I was fluffing about. I think I was probably watercolouring or something like that in the caravan, and decided that I was going to have a latte and get ready for bed and get all cosy like you do. So I'm sat there, got my pyjamas on, my quilt over me, I'm all tucked up with pillows and everything. I'm following these lines now, and I've got a you know, one of those cups of instant latte. Absolutely gorgeous they are. So I'm all warm and cosy. The wind started outside and it was actually quite strong wind. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, this is lovely. By the sea, listening to the wind on your caravan. Oh, this is really nice. And watching while this lady's tent over the way was getting absolutely battered about. And now the reason why I'm laughing about that is she was not a very pleasant lady at all. There's always one on a campsite. You get what we call, what I used to tell my children was the shouty lady. There's always one, and she was horrific. I can come in a bit closer. Her language was atrocious, and like I heard her say to her children, if I effing catch you effing swearing again, you're coming in, you little beep 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 beep, which I can't repeat, but this was screamed like across the campsite. She was a vile creature, and it's like, well, love, there's no wonder your children swearing. So the children, you could hear them giggling, they were laughing, they thought it was funny, they thought the whole thing was, oh, I've coloured over that, okay, never mind. They thought the whole thing was hilarious, because their tent was getting a good battering. She was getting more and more irate, and you could hear them giggling in the bedroom, so I don't know what they were doing. So it just gave me a sense of satisfaction that the children were happy for once, and she was getting battered. Probably in both sense of the words. We call, in the UK, a lot of people say getting battered, meaning getting drunk. And I can't imagine that, I just can't imagine that any person, mother, sober, would talk to their children like that. Especially, like, you know, I mean, everybody loses their temper, of course they do with children, but, I mean, especially to scream it out loud on a campsite where, you know, everyone can hear you. People must have complained. So that was why that's why I was giggling about being comfy and cosy while someone was suffering. I'm not a very nice person, people. It just gave me a sense of satisfaction, you know, the children were happy, they were enjoying themselves, and I was warm and cosy, and she finally got a bit of comeuppance. I know that's mean, but it is what it is, folks. And so I love people watching, and particularly when somebody turns up next to the caravan and they're putting a tent up. I love watching people put tents up or awnings up. I don't know, there's something fascinating about it. I like seeing how they do it, what their relationship is like together, because if there is ever going to be a divorce, trust me, or a row, it's going to be over putting a tent up. And I love it. I like to see what equipment they've got. You know, I'm just very nosy, obviously. But yeah, I do really, really enjoy it. Just being comfy, cosy, and watching what other people are doing. Nosy old bat is the expression, I do believe. Do you do that if you ever go away? I mean, if you go abroad or in a hotel or wherever you go, whatever you do you like people watching? Do you enjoy watching what other people are doing while you're relaxing? I just find it fascinating, that whole social interactions. And I should have done sociology more than psychology, I think. So I'm just streaking this in, as you can see, and following that, the way she's drawn the water, and then wherever the blue's gone too dark, I'm going in with this jade green and just flicking it and knocking it back, so we get a nice good mix of the two. and it dries a lot lighter, as you can see. Look at that at the top, isn't that beautiful? So we'll carry on. I'm going to put some blue round him. Yeah, I don't know, there is something absolutely fascinating about watching other families and couples. There was one couple on one of the holidays we had. I know the children were little, and they'd got a tent. Clearly girlfriend and boyfriend, not married, and he was so controlling, and I think a number of people did complain about his behaviour towards her. I mean, she was on her hands and knees sweeping out the tent with a dustpan and brush. Now that's fine if that's your choice, but when he's telling you to do it. And then we had gone up the little shop. I don't even know what we were getting. I don't know, something for the children, I expect, all of us together. And he had brought 1 can of pop, and I think she'd obviously asked if she could have it, and he said, well, if you have it now you won't be able to have it later, like she was a child. And then this was, this is like high season in summer, would have been August, I expect. We used to go on my son's birthday. We used to take him in the August and go. This is a different campsite to where we are now. We were in a tent then, and I can't remember, what was I saying? Oh yeah, then they came over. So the children were all out playing. So we'd gone with friends. So there was 4 children for us, my 2 and her 2, my friend. And they'd all sort of met up and they'd made really good friends. They had a whale of a time that holiday. They'd made really good friends, in fact lifelong friends. I know my youngest son is still in contact with the 2 girls that he'd met on holiday. And it was about 7:30, 7:45. It wasn't late because the children weren't very old. They'd have been about 10 maybe. And it was about 7:30, 7:45 at night, and he came over to us, we were sat at my friend's tent, and said, are they your children? I said, well, 2 of them are, yes. Is there a problem? He said, well, the noise. The noise. We're trying to sleep. This was that controlling man. And I don't like confrontation, but I will if I get pushed to it. And so I said to him, well, I'm very sorry, but you have booked onto a family site, so maybe you should move pitches. And he just stomped off. But yeah, there's some really weird people about, you know, like, there is nothing wrong with wanting to go to bed at 7:45 at night. I do it. But if you've booked on a family site for your holiday and expect it to be peaceful and quiet at 7:45 at night, it's not going to happen. I mean, the site we go to now is a family site, and obviously we've taken the little fella, my grandson, and my son as dad now, and even when the little fella was going to bed early, you don't expect a family site to sort of shut down at 7:30, 7:45 at night. So yeah, he was really quite bizarre. So we've seen some things, people. We've seen some sights, I can tell you, and had some really good giggles over things as well. There was a drunk couple one night. We didn't have the children that year. It was just me and the husband. And there was a drunk couple in the club, and the man was really quite odd. And he kept trying to get children up to dance with him. This was in like the wine bar. And this one little girl, he wouldn't leave this one little girl alone, and his mum had already said to him, look, basically swear word off and leave my daughter alone. Well, the next thing anybody knew, he'd got up and grabbed her and pulled her up onto the dance floor. And well, it caused a huge commotion, as you can imagine. I mean, I jumped up, took the little girl's hand and pulled her back. and obviously his dad, the little girl's dad stepped in, and there was a huge commotion. And I went outside because I smoked at the time, went outside for a cigarette, and she, the girlfriend of this man, or wife of this man, said to me, "Oh, I suppose you're going to say something now, are you? Because I know you're friends with the owners." And I said, "Well, no, I'm not friends with the owners. We're regulars. We come here all the time." And she said, "Well, we've been on the lash all day," meaning getting drunk. And yeah, and so I suppose you've got something to say. And I said, "No, nothing to do with me, love." And then she said, "So do you work here then?" I said, "No, I'm a social worker." And to which she went very, very quiet and sloped off. But I like doing naughty things like that. But she did deserve it. I mean, they were absolutely off their face on alcohol. They had no idea where their children were. Never mind grabbing other people's children to try and make them dance this man. And she infuriated me. So I said, no, I don't work here. I'm a social worker." And yeah, she sloped off. We never saw her again. Never saw them again. So I don't know if they were asked to leave, because he was like, when everyone was challenging him, because he'd grabbed this little girl and made her cry. And of course, I just handed her back to her mummy and went out. And he was like trying to get the site owner to fight. And our site owner had just had like a heart bypass, and oh, it was awful. It was awful. But I think wherever you mix alcohol and holidays, there is always going to be that person, isn't there? Either the shouty lady or the drunk people that spoil things, you know? So, I don't know, but it's good fun. It is good fun. I don't go to the club anymore because I don't drink, and I don't really like their entertainment. Their music's not my cup of tea. And I know the husband's not bothered. We just like an easy, quiet life, watching other people's stresses and strains. Yeah. So I'm continuing round, and all I've done is followed the lines, the direction that they've been drawn in, so that we can kind of get the movement of the water. And I think it just looks gorgeous. And we can always add in pencil if we want it darker, or but I think the two colours together, I think they're probably the most prettiest colours in this set. Just divine. So I love how that's turned out, or turning. Now I'm wondering whether to just, I don't know what to do with that. What do you do with that, folks? They're trying to imprison my otter. I know, I'm in a very silly mood. So there you are. There's a little bit of holiday dramas. What do you think about that, folks? Tell me about yours. If you've got a holiday drama, tell me in the comments about any holiday dramas you've had. Oh, I love that. I think that's going to look so good. Look at that. Lovely and soft, and we could do with some iridescent watercolours maybe, or something. I'll have to have a think about it. Right, I'm trying to find, the black Prisma. I want to do his little nose and his eyes. What colour are Otter's eyes? They've got to be, let's have a look. I've got some pictures up. They're very, very dark. Almost black. I don't think you can't actually even see any brown. They just look black. So I'm going to go around his little nose, and we're just going to darken that up there. So he's got a nice black shiny wet nose. Yeah, please tell me about your dramas. Any holiday dramas, anything that's happened that's... Love a bit of gossip. I'm missing all the gossip. Now I'm not at school. My kids at school would tell me all sorts of gossip. I used to love listening to them talk about it. So I miss that. I miss our conversations about dramas. That's so cool. Look at that. Isn't he adorable? And I'm going to leave the little dots at the top of his nose as the highlights. He's so cute. Okay. And then, where did I put my Posca? Have you had it? Did you take it? Can I have it back, please? Thank you. Told you I was in a stupid mood. A little bit of white on those eyes. There we are. Right. Now what? What now, folks? I wanted to do purples, I think. Purples and some more bluey greens. So maybe under the water, that should be a more bluey green. And then we've got these bits down here. What are they? Are they part of these? I'm going to do those, I think, part like the leaves that we did. So I've missed one there anyway. So I'm going to do those in there. The same as those. But these, I told you, these are the colours I had out earlier. And I told you that they were just perfect for this. So I think, let me see. So we got purple. We got pink, pinkish, and then there is this one. So I definitely want the pinkish one. Definitely leaning towards the pinkish one. I like that one. And then I think the lighter of the two. Yeah. So they are mauve and viola. And I'm going to make these ones those colours. So I'm going to go in with mauve at the bottom of this, or one side of this leaf. I'm going to try really carefully not to go into my water. And then take the light one and blend that in. There we go. So I just, to blend it, just go in, I just go over the edge of the dark one. And that's it. They do the work for you. There we go. Oh, that's nice. That's going to be lovely, that little bit of purple. It's very cold, isn't it? So with adding a little bit of purple, just sort of warm the page up a bit. Okay. So we'll do one more with the mauve at the bottom. And then the viola at the top. And just come down just slightly further than that where you finished with the mauve. And they will just blend beautifully together. So let's go and finish that, and then I'll meet you back when I've done all of these in the green, and I've done all the violet ones, and then I'll meet you back. See you in a minute. Okay guys, so I've done the lilacs, lavender, whatever you want to call them. They're in and done. No pencil on them yet. And I did the background like I said I was going to do. But I actually really like it with just the alcohol markers. So I'm not going to put that pencil over. I'm just going to leave it like that. Also, my otter was not going to be confined. I don't know what this is. So I've just coloured it the same colour as the water. And I think that will look cool when we put some white or some whatever else we're going to put on there. I think it will look cool. So before I go off tonight, what I'm thinking is that I'll go off tonight, give my hands a break, and then I'll come back and finish it off with you tomorrow, because there's not actually an awful lot to do. We've got some shading to do, but you know, there's not a lot of page left really. And then that hopefully will save my hands and I won't end up not being able to colour. I couldn't handle that. Okay, so I've got black and I've got sepia. So I'm going to put, let's come in just so you can see these a little closer. I'm going to put black where there's indication of shadow, so I'm going to put black up these dots like this. Excuse my phone. And then I'm going to go in with the sepia, which is a much more brown tone, and put that in. Still very dark, but I'm going back over the black and then bringing that sepia out. There we go. I might want to tone that down just a little bit. So let's get the eggshell again, and we'll just, that should bring out the brown in that sepia. There we go. There we are. Okay, so the black, let's do that on the edge of his little paws. Like this, and his claws. And then the sepia. Oh darn it, that was, oh, gosh Lucy, that was sepia. So I'm just going to bring the sepia right up. It's okay, it doesn't matter which order you put it in really. But now I'm just going to put the black in. You probably noticed before I did, didn't you? Why didn't you tell me? What's wrong with you? What's going on today? Why aren't you telling me when I'm going wrong? I think Lucy needs some sleep. I think I've got like hysterical lack of sleep issues going on today. There. And then we'll just do a little blend with eggshell. Aren't they cute? There we go, his little ottery paws. And then black, let's get it right this time, bit of black. And on those claws. It's got a bit of webbing in there, so we just go down a bit darker. And we need to do that on the other toes as well. So I'm going to take sepia and come down there on his little webbed feet. Sepia down that one. And if we put a little bit of sepia around the paws, it will look like they stand up a little bit. You know, they protrude. So that'll be cute. So a little bit of sepia around here. Okay, then in with the black. They need to be darker. Oh my gosh. Loud motorbikes now. The mower's been put away and now someone's out with a motorbike. It's a good job I go on holiday in a caravan of my own, isn't it? I'm a right grumpster, aren't I? I hope you realise I am only joking, folks. I'm only messing. I'm not really this grumpy, she says. There we go. No, I promise I'm not. Put a little bit of sepia in there. We can just put that in some of those really dark spots for some really awesome shadow. Not too much, because I don't want to make him too dark. I like him how he is. And as you know, I have a tendency to fiddle and faff, and then I spoil things. But a little bit of sepia is not going to hurt. Just to bring out some of this deeper areas there on his claws. And there was a reason I left those, and that's because I didn't want to drag it in if I was going to do seashell colours, but I've done it now. Have a little bit under here. And some round, just round this leg. I'm doing it very lightly, but enough just to make a little bit of a difference, look. So under there. We'll have a little bit here. Hopefully they've gone to arrest that motorbike. Oh my goodness. For noise pollution, I say, let's have that. Okay, and we'll put a little bit just at the tip of his tail, down this edge. I mean, come on, it's 6:10. People might be trying to sleep. Oh dear. Oh, I love how he's turning out. Isn't he gorgeous? I'm so pleased with him. I think when I did the flip through, I was like, oh my goodness, when we looked at this page, I fell in love with him. There is something very special about otters, I think. Yeah, very magical creatures. Okay, I don't really want to put it away, but I think I should, for the sake of swollen fingies. Okay, let's come out and have a look. So, tomorrow we can do some more pencil shading. So I've put some on the reeds, or what are they called? Oh my gosh, Lucy. I don't know what they're called. Don't know what they're called. Plants. That's what they're called. Okay, I'm just noticed that I've not done these, so I'll do this. The weeds. Water weeds. Okay, so that's how far we've got. So tomorrow we can do a little bit of shading on the weeds, whatever they are. And then we've just got the top half, really, and then it's just little tiny fine details. But I'm thrilled with how he's turning out. I think he's gorgeous. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining me for Whatever Wednesday. I love how it's turning out. I love this book, and I'm so glad we've started in it. So until we meet again tomorrow, have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow. So take really good care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Night night.